Heatwave is taking form after Tuesday's edition of NXT as we are getting closer to NXT's big head-to-head night, and we have a main event. Well, at least we have the men's title match. We should not get ahead of ourselves and say main event. It's possible they could put Kendall Gray and Kalani Jordan in that spot, but Tuesday's show was all built around Zilla Fatu signing his NXT contract, and this was the focus all night long, but not just that. Zilla Fatu was going to be given a live microphone, and following in the big footsteps of Grayson Waller, man, was he going to give us a soundbite that would be worthy of the soundboard? Well, Zilla Fatu, son of the late Umaga, wanted to make it perfectly clear.
My goal is to show you guys I'm not just another nympho baby.
One of the all-timers right there, the dreaded nympho baby label. That is something Avery Styles was never called during this whole period, but nympho baby. You know those babies that just have like a sex addiction? Those are the babies you really want to worry about.
Not two words I ever want to hear put together ever again.
Could Netflix not have censored this for us?
Yeah, I mean, this was no Code Red, botch on his last indie match, but it might have been the verbal equivalent of that. Not a great look for somebody who is given this sort of platform. His delivery sounded perfectly fine, but I mean, I certainly don't think he's. I think NXT is the right place for him. Coming off of this.
Yeah, and right after he wanted to shed the Nepo baby label, was then instantly granted a title match in his debut. So not exactly shaking that. I guess he never said anything about nepotism, so he has not violated anything yet. But that's the match that I guess most assumed we were moving toward after last week's debut by Zilla, with the four-way for the title, with Tony D'Angelo defending against Zilla, Grayson Waller, and Cruz Montana.
Yeah, it's a lot of fresh blood, in the mix right now that they're putting on at the top of this like PLE card for NXT, and I don't know how I necessarily feel about it. I mean, on the one hand, I understand
it's an NXT card at the moment. Like, there's nothing that
but to me, like, each one of these guys going for some sort of individual story on this show, I thought would have made each of them feel a bit more special. Now, like, with everybody just kind of coming in back to back and like being involved in these segments where they're just talking and overlapping with each other, it's kind of made everybody look a little bit less special, or just like, it just feels like, kids, it's sort of like arguing over each other versus like one guy really feeling special.
They also there was reference to it. They really didn't make a big deal out of the whole Grayson Waller CM Punk thing that they did, which I have to imagine that's going to pay dividends maybe for the Chicago show next month or something like that. But they downplayed it on Tuesday's show.
I wonder how much of it. I mean, obviously it's somewhat intentional, but I also wonder like how much of it might have been like something they devised like last minute, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know.
Like I feel very strongly Punk is going to work on that Worlds Collide card.
Yeah.
And if he's not facing a main roster guy, if he's facing someone from NXT or a AAA, like, let's assume it's NXT. I mean, Waller makes as much sense as anyone for Punk to do you can do your promo segment together. Maybe CM Punk can label some other health ailments that Grayson Waller reminds him of, and we're off to the races. Yeah. So Heatwave will see Kendall Gray against Kalani Jordan for the women's title. Shiloh Hill was beaten by Jackson Drake on the show after Shiloh Hill, who this guy's definitely grown on me, I think, as a character, especially his promo segments. But he was on his way to victory when all of a sudden, out from under the ring,
Vince McMahon.
Naraku makes his way out from underneath the ring, sprays Shiloh Hill with the mist, and Jackson Drake gets the win. So what that means is Jackson Drake gets a North American title shot against Miles Bourne, and Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes get tag title shots against Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights, meaning Bourne, their double champion, has to work twice at Heatwave.
Yeah. Like it's something special for Miles Bourne. It would be like a decent feat if he can deliver 2 quality matches on the same night. I have to say though, he to me has felt a little bit lost in the shuffle in all of this. Despite having 2 championships, I don't feel the specialness in him yet. But maybe it's a performance that he can have on across 2 matches in one night that may sort of liven that up.
I like the idea of like a short double championship reign for him, and you do this one quickly where he could defend against Jackson Drake, but then he comes back later, they lose the tag titles, and that gives you the reason for, like, obviously this is going towards they'll lose the tag belts and Tavion feuds with him, and it's I would rather get to that sooner rather than later. So and then Zarya facing Ren Sinclair. They're announcing like they're going to unify the North American and Speed titles, and Callie Armstrong could get added to this match if she beats Zarya next week on TV. And we have a steel cage match for next Tuesday with Saquon Sugars and Dion Lennox. So that is your NXT report of what is going on involving Nympho babies and many other introductions. I mean, there is a certain charm to these people cutting live promos, and you get to see no net.
So Heatwave and the AAA show is taking place at what is it Eastern time? What is it in comparison to All In? Do you know, John?
It's head to head, like 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Central would be 11 a.m. Eastern, and right. All In starts at 1 Eastern. But the 0 hour will be before that, so they're basically completely overlapping.
Got it. Okay, yeah. With this getting a bit of a jump start, right?
Yeah. So AAA's at 11. So zero hour will probably be at noon Eastern. So the AAA show would start an hour before that, and then they're going to be going for like what would you assume 6 hours here? And
I could see a 2 hour 0 hour. In that way,
it's possible. Jesus Christ, how much wrestling is there going to be on this
maybe
day?
A 3 hour 0 hour.
Yeah. I really think like these 2 shows I think are going to be so non-existent on this day. I think they're really just the amount of engagement people are going to have in these shows, I just imagine being very, very minimal. But this is being done. This is not being done to topple AEW. No. This is being done just to be like you're throwing garbage on the road for the car to swerve around.
Oh, that's no way to talk about.
Not that this is. You understand? They're
Tony
throwing
D'Angelo and
listen. If I were these performers, like. You have to understand, like, this is what you're being used for on this day. Like, you are being, instead of getting your own big show, like, you are being used as just, like, a weapon here to be thrown out as a sacrificial lamb. That's what these shows are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're just debris to swerve around.
I can say for us, it's going to be difficult to find people to cover the show because Braden and Davey are going to be at All In.
It's, right? I mean, so, like the average person cannot instances. Even contemplate covering all of this stuff or watching all of this stuff. But it's and we'll get the same thing next month in Chicago with the 2 shows. We are wrapping up the summer big on the Post Wrestling Cafe as John Pollock and Neil Flanagan are flying to London, England for live on-the-ground coverage of AEW All In London. Also this month, we conclude our reviews of Dark Side of the Ring and WWE Unreal Season 3, reviews of ROH's Death Before Dishonor and TNA Lockdown, Rewind Away will cover the WWF Aggression album, and Book Club will cover Total Nonstop Agony by Vince Russo. Sign up now at postwrestlingcafe.com.